Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so first of all, I welcome all of you in this lecture. So, good morning to everyone.
Good
Good
morning,
morning,
sir.
sir.
Yes, anybody has any kind of doubt in your practical number two?
No, sir.
Now, listen, Aradhna. See, you send me that. See, you have used Archimedean property. The statement of question number one is what? A is less than B plus epsilon. Okay, where epsilon, this is true for all epsilon bigger than 0. Then our aim is
A is less than or equal to
to show A is less than or is equals to B. Okay. Now in this, what you are going to assume? Suppose this is not true. So let us assume that A is bigger than, strictly bigger than B. So using this, I can say that A minus B is bigger than 0. So if this number is bigger than 0, so let us consider this is to be epsilon. Okay. Then what can I say about 1 upon A by B? Yes.
greater than 0.
This is also bigger than 0. So this is the real number. Now use the Archimedean property. Then there exists the natural number. N belongs to natural number such that 1 upon A minus B is strictly less than N. Now using this condition you can say that 1 upon N is less than A minus B. Okay, now using this equation we can say that 1 upon N plus B is smaller than A, where this n belongs to the natural number and 1 upon n is not a natural number, but we can say that this is the bigger than 0. Okay, this number is bigger than 0. So if this is bigger than 0, so let me call it as epsilon. And remember, this is true for some n. Some n belongs to natural number, and we are getting for this n, we are having 1 upon n plus b is strictly less than. But what is our assumption in the statement? In the statement, we have assumed that a is strictly less than b plus epsilon for all epsilon which are bigger than 0. So in particular, if I pick this epsilon to be 1 by n, okay, if I am picking this epsilon to be 1 by n, then we are having a is strictly less than b plus 1 by n. But observe what we are having here. Here we are getting 1 upon n plus b is strictly less than epsilon. So which means what? This is the contradiction to this assumption. So why we are getting this contradiction? Because here we are assuming something wrong. So if this is not true, then what is true? This has to be true. Is it clear?
So we are not able to see anything.
Okay, I haven't present my screen yet. Okay, so sorry for that. Yes, please let me know. Can you able to see my screen now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So see, this is our statement of first question where a is strictly less than b plus epsilon for every epsilon bigger than 0. Okay, and our aim is to show A is strictly less than or is equals to B. So let us assume that this is not true, or let us assume something wrong. So let A is strictly bigger than B. So if A is strictly bigger than B, this implies what? A minus B is bigger than epsilon. So this is anyway a positive number. So let us consider this is to be epsilon. Then what can I say about 1 upon A minus B? This is also bigger than 0. So if this is bigger than 0, which is a real number, so we can apply Archimedean property. So there exists the natural number n such that 1 upon A minus B is strictly less than n. Now using this, we can write it as 1 upon n is strictly less than A minus B. And using this equation, we can write it. That is, you just shift this minus B on the left hand side. So it becomes 1 upon n plus B is strictly less than A. But observe in the assumption that, or in our statement, it is given that A is strictly less than for all epsilon which are bigger than 0. So here we are having 1 upon n, and we know that 1 upon n is also bigger than 0. So we can consider this 1 upon n is some epsilon. Okay. So if I replace this epsilon by this number 1 upon n in our statement, that is, if I replace this epsilon by 1 by n in this statement, then we are having this condition: A is strictly less than B by n. Now why we have considered this epsilon to be 1 by n? Because at the end here we are getting 1 upon n plus B is strictly less than A. But in the statement it is given that A is strictly less than B plus epsilon, and this is true for all epsilon which are bigger than 0. सो 1 अपॉन एन भी बिगर देन 0 नंबर है, तो अगर हम एप्सिलॉन ये कंसीडर करें दैट इज 1 अपॉन एन, देन दिस रिलेशन गिव्स मी दिस कंडीशन. Okay, A is strictly less than B plus 1 upon A. But observe at the end what we are getting. Observe, can I say these two statements are same? In the statement it is given that A is strictly less than B plus 1 upon N. But at the end we are getting this inequality ulta, which means
Yes, sir.
this is the contradiction. Okay, because the statement is true for every epsilon which are bigger than 0. So here we are getting the contradiction. So why we are getting this contradiction? Because we have assumed that A is strictly bigger than B. So if this is not true, then what is true? A has to be less than or is equals to B. Is that clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, आराधना, आपका डाउट क्लियर हुआ?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's proceed further. Okay, so in my previous lecture, we have seen this statement. I hope you have gone through this statement once again at your home. So let us begin with the next statement. Now observe this statement carefully, okay? Because the statement is quite easy. Let an be the convergent sequence converging to A. Okay, so here we are assuming n is a convergent sequence which is converging to A, where this A is a real number. And suppose an is bigger than or is equals to C. For all n belongs to natural number. Remember, this statement is important. This is true for all n belongs to natural number where C is any constant number. Then our aim is to prove A is bigger than or is equals to C. In other words, whenever we are having an is bigger than or is equals to c for all n belongs to natural number, then this implies limit of an is bigger than or is equals to c. Okay, this is quite obvious. What you are going to do is you just apply limit on both the sides. Okay, so here I am having limit n tending to infinity an on the left hand side, and this is bigger than or is equals to limit of c where n tending to infinity. But what we know about constant number, what is the limit of constant number?
Same constant number.
Same constant number, which means what? This theorem is obvious. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Now just tell me what happens if I don't consider this statement over here. Instead of for all n belongs to natural number, suppose if I use for some n belongs to natural number, then can I say then also this statement is true? Yes, what is your guess?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just try to think on this. What happens for all n belongs to natural number by for some n? Okay, you will get your answer say 5 or 10 minutes if you little bit think on it. Okay, now our aim is to show this using the definition of convergent sequence. So see, our aim is to prove what? A is bigger than or is equals to c. This we need to show. So suppose if possible A is strictly less than C. Okay, means what? We are assuming something wrong. So at the end we will get some contradiction. So if A is strictly less than C, then what can I say about C minus A?
Bigger than 0.
This is bigger than 0. Thus A, okay, and An converges to A is given to us. So let us use the definition of An converges to A. And as this number c minus a is bigger than 0, so we are considering it is to be epsilon. Okay, so there exists n naught belongs to natural numbers such that mod of an minus a is strictly less than epsilon. This is the definition for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught, where epsilon c minus a. Okay, now let us open this modulus. So here we are having minus epsilon is strictly less than an minus a is strictly less than epsilon. But what is epsilon? You just put the value of epsilon as c minus a. So on the left hand side we are having minus c plus a. In the middle we are having an minus a, and on the right hand side we are having c minus a. Now if you consider this right hand wala part, then here you can see we can cancel this minus a from both the sides. Okay, so you consider this right hand wala part for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. Now you can cancel this minus a. So we are having an is strictly less than c for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. Now remember, an is strictly less than for all natural number which are bigger than or is equals to this number n naught. So in particular we can say that a n naught is also strictly less than c. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in particular, a n naught is strictly less than c, which is a contradiction to the fact that an is bigger than or is equals to c for all n belongs to natural number. Okay, here observe in our assumption, we have assumed that an is bigger than or is equals to c for all n belongs to natural number. And here we are getting one natural number n naught such that a n naught is strictly less than c. So this is the contradiction to this statement. Hence, our assumption is wrong. So this is our assumption. A is strictly less than C. This is wrong. So if this is wrong, then this has to be true. That is A is strictly bigger than or is equals to C. But what is A? A is nothing but the limit of this sequence An. Because why A is the limit of this sequence? Because of this. An converges to A. Is the proof clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's move on the next one. Now this I am going to leave for your homework. This is the corollary to the previous theorem. Okay, here also A and B the convergent sequence in R, and here I am having AN is less than or is equals to D. In the previous theorem we are having AN is bigger than or is equals to C. Here we are having AN is less than or is equals to D for all n belongs to natural number. Then we are having this statement, that is limit of an is less than or is equals to d. This is similar to the theorem, or you can say this is similar to the previous theorem. So you try the proof of this, or you can write the proof of this corollary by your own. Just interchange that inequality in the previous theorem. Okay, now let's move on the next theorem. So in this theorem, we are having two convergent sequences an and bn such that this relation holds. That is, an is strictly less than or is equals to bn, and this is also true for all n belongs to natural number. Then what you are going to do is you just apply limit on both the sides. So we are having this situation. That is limit n tending to infinity an is less to limit n tending to infinity bn. Okay, this is also the similar kind of thing which we have did in the previous theorem. Okay, but here what is the steps? What are the steps involved in this proof? As you can see here, we have chosen two sequences. So for each sequence, we are going to define natural numbers in the definition. So for the first sequence, we are going to consider the natural number as n1. For the second sequence, we are going to consider the natural number as n2. And for combining these two statements in the single statement, we are going to pick n naught to be what? Yes, for combining these two statements, we are going to pick n naught to be what?
Maximum of N1 and N2.
So this is the step involved in this theorem. Okay, so here you can see we pick n naught to be maximum of n1 comma n2. So will you do this theorem by your own?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, if you don't understand it, then please let me know. Okay. Now let's come on the next one. So next one is also a theorem. If an is a sequence of non-negative real numbers converging to a, then the sequence under root an converges to under root a. Now can anybody tell me why we have chosen the sequence negative real numbers only for this statement?
So
And negative
because
analysis.
square root.
Yes, because of square root. What happens if I take negative real number?
It will become a complex number.
Then that square root becomes a complex number. That's why we have chosen an to be the non-negative real numbers converging to a. Okay, so an is a convergent sequence and is non-negative, which means what? An is bigger than or is equals to 0. So if an is bigger than or is equals to 0, then by the previous theorem, what we are going to say? Limit n tending to infinity an is bigger than or is equals to 0. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But what we know about this limit? See, these two things are equivalent. Whenever I am going to say an converges to a, then this is equivalent to say that limit n tending to infinity an is equals to a. This both are nothing but the same thing. Okay, so whenever an converging to a, which means what? Limit of an is nothing but a as n tending to infinity. So whenever we are having this limit to a. So using that a is strictly bigger than or is equals to 0. So if a is bigger than or is equals to 0, which means what? Root a is well defined. Because you can see here in the statement, we just assume that an is a sequence of non-negative real numbers. But we don't know what is anything about this number a. So for this is to be well defined, or you can say if this square root belongs to R, then we need to consider this a is also bigger than or is equals to 0. And using previous theorem, we are going to conclude that. That is a is bigger than or is equals to 0. That's why we are concluding root a is well defined. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what is our aim? Our aim is to show what? Yes, what we need to show in the statement?
Root of an converges to root
Root of an converges to root a. Now remember, we are having two possibilities for a. Either a is exactly equals to 0 or a is bigger than 0. Okay, so our aim is to show this statement root n converges to root a. So again we are going to apply the definition and we are going to check whether this modulus is strictly less than epsilon or not. If we can able to show this statement, or you can say if we can able to show this modulus is strictly less than epsilon for every epsilon bigger than 0, we are done. Okay, because this means what? Root n converges to root a. This is the idea. So what we are going to consider? We are going to consider this modulus, and at the end we are going to show this modulus is strictly less than epsilon for every epsilon bigger than 0 and for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. Okay, so let us consider epsilon to be any arbitrary real number. Okay, here I am saying let epsilon bigger than 0 be given, where epsilon is any positive real number which is bigger than 0. Now we are having two cases. What happens when a is 0 and what happens when a is bigger than 0. So suppose a is exactly equals to 0. Then we will prove that root an converges to 0 because we know that root of 0 is 0. Okay, so we will prove that root an converges to 0. Now here we are saying suppose a is equals to 0. So what can I say about an? Can I say an converges to 0 then?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So an converges to 0 and epsilon be any positive number, which means what? Epsilon square is also positive number. Now why we are choosing this epsilon square over here? Because we want to take the square root of an. For that we are choosing epsilon to be epsilon square. Then according to the definition, as an converging to 0, so for every epsilon bigger than 0, in particular we are considering epsilon to be epsilon square. Then there exists the natural number n naught such that mod of an minus 0, which is nothing but mod an, is strictly less than epsilon square. And this is for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. This is our definition of convergent sequence. Okay, now what you are going to do, you just take the positive square root on both the sides. Okay, so after taking the square root, we are having on the left hand side under root of mod an, and on the right hand side we are having under root of epsilon square, and this is true for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. Now tell me, we are having, or you can say we know the definition of modulus. Okay, and here we are having an inside the modulus. Now tell me, what is the value of mod an? Is it simply an or minus an?
N.
Why it is an? Yes, why it is an?
Modulus of any function gives positive function.
See, but we are having the definition of mod function, that is mod of x is nothing but what? It is x whenever, what is the condition? And it is minus x whenever, what is the
X is
condition?
negative. X is negative.
X is negative, then we are going to use minus x, and whenever
X is
mod x
positive.
is equals to x, then in that case x is
Positive.
bigger than or is equals to 0.
0.
Now observe what we are having the condition on an.
So it is a non-negative real number.
This is non-negative real number, which means what? An is bigger than or is equals to 0. That's why we are writing mod an is same as an. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this square root of mod an is same as square root of an. And what is the square root of epsilon square?
Epsilon.
Simply epsilon. Okay. And because of this, we have chosen epsilon square over here. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And
Sir.
this is true for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. Which means what? This is equivalent to say mod of square root an minus 0 is equals to square root an is equals to square root an. And this is less than epsilon for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. Which means what? We are saying this modulus is strictly less than epsilon for all n bigger than or is equals. This means what? Root n converges to 0. But what is 0 in this case? It is nothing but root a. Is the case 1 clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, यहाँ से हम directly यहाँ पे jump नहीं कर रहे हैं. Okay? Here we are having only root an is strictly less than epsilon. Okay, we are having only this situation. Now here we are just calculating what is mod of root an minus 0. Root an minus 0 is same as mod of root an. But what we know about root an is bigger than or is equals to 0. So this mod is same as root an, and here we are using this condition, that is root an is strictly less than epsilon, and this is true for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. So ultimately what we are concluding? We are concluding this modulus, that is root of an minus 0 is less than epsilon, and this is true for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. Then what it means? It means that this root n converges to 0 by the definition of convergent sequence. But what is 0? 0 is nothing but root a. Hence we are saying root n converges to root a in case number 1. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's move on the next case then. Number 2 is what? A is non-zero. So if A is non-zero, which means what? A has to be bigger than 0. So if A is bigger than 0, then what can I say about root A?
Bigger than 0.
Root A is also bigger than 0. Then what can I say about epsilon times root A?
Bigger than 0.
This is also bigger than 0, because what we know, product of two non-negative real number, or you can say product of two positive real number is always positive. So we are going to pick, this is our epsilon in this case. Then there exists n naught belongs to natural numbers such that, yes, Kamlesh Pandit, mute yourself. Such that mod of an minus a is less than epsilon times root a for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. Okay. Now we are going to consider this modulus and let us see whether we can show this modulus is less than epsilon at the end or not. If we can show that, then we can conclude root n converging to root a whenever a is non-zero. So let us rewrite this modulus. Okay. Now what we are doing over here? Yes, what we are doing over here? Just tell me हमें यहाँ से ये step कैसे मिला?
So multiplying and dividing by mod of root an plus root a.
Exactly. Okay, so in short, we are making an adjustment over here. You can see this factor and this denominator get cancelled. And what remains? Simply this mod. Okay, or you can say we are rationalizing. Okay. Then, can I say if I multiply this numerator, then we are having mod of an minus a,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
and in the denominator we are having mod of root n plus root a. But what we know about root n and root a? Yes. See here, if you see, then in the denominator we are not having the modulus. What is the reason behind that?
Square root is always positive.
Who said square root is always positive? What happens if I apply negative sign in front of square root? Then can you say that number is positive?
Sir, inside square root always number is positive, na, greater than equal to.
Inside modulus. And see here we are picking, or here we want all the numbers in the real number set. So that's why we are considering, or you can see here we have seen that root a is positive, okay, and root an is also positive. So addition of two positive number is also positive. So I am putting a positive number inside the modulus. So the answer of this modulus is that positive number itself. That's why here we are neglecting the modulus in the denominator. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so whenever you are going to say something, then you need to be very careful for giving an argument. Okay. Now tell me, can I say this number is less than or is equals to this number?
Yes, sir.
Tell me the reason behind it.
सर वो डिनोमिनेटर अगर स्मॉल हो जाता है तो वो तो ग्रेटर ही होगा ना, ए माइनस ए अपॉन अंडर रूट ऑफ ए।
एग्जैक्टली
वहाँ
सी
पे
यहाँ पे ये दोनों के डिनोमिनेटर देखो, इनमें से कौन सा डिनोमिनेटर बड़ा है?
हाँ, ये लेफ्ट वाले का डिनोमिनेटर बड़ा है।
लेफ्ट वाले का डिनोमिनेटर बड़ा है और दोनों के न्यूमरेटर सेम है, तो
सेम है
ऑब्वियसली
तो
ये राइट हैंड साइड वाला नंबर बड़ा होगा।
यस सर, यस।
अगर ये भी आपको आर्ग्यूमेंट नहीं देना है तो आप इसे और भी स्पेसिफाई कर सकते हो। See what we know about root a and root an, both are positive, right?
Yes, sir.
यस सर।
So tell me what is the relation between these two?
Root an is less than root an plus root.
Root a is less than or is equals to root a plus root an. Is it or not?
यस सर।
Now take the reciprocal. Okay, so after taking the reciprocal, inequality reverses.
हाँ, रिवर्स हो जाएगा। then reciprocal of root a will be greater than equal to
Okay, so
reciprocal of
we are
root
having
b।
this kind of relation. अब आप क्या करोगे? Multiply by an minus a throughout this equation. Okay, multiply by an minus a throughout this equation. Then you will able to know that this number is less than or is equals to this number. Is it clear now?
yes sir, clear।
Okay. Okay, so we are having this number is less than or is equals to mod an minus a divided by root a. But what we know about this modulus? Observe over here what we had said.
this modulus is less than epsilon times of root a।
This modulus is less than epsilon times root a. Now we can cancel this root a from the numerator and denominator, and what is left over here is simply epsilon. Now this is the reason why we are choosing our epsilon to be epsilon times root a, because at the end we want only epsilon. So for cancelling this root a, we are going to select epsilon to be epsilon times root a. And this is true for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. So we are getting that this modulus is strictly less than epsilon, which means what? This root an converging to root a. Is it clear now?
clear।
Okay. So in this way, in both the cases, we are getting that whenever an is a sequence of non-negative real number converging to a, then we can conclude root n converging to root a. Okay, so let's proceed in the next one. So next one is an example. You can see exercise 13. show that if mod an converging to 0, then an converging to 0. Okay, this is the straightforward result. Now the question is it true if mod an is convergent? Then an is convergent. Justify. What is your guess in the for this second statement? See, the first statement is quite obvious. This we will see. But what you are going to say about this second statement?
Sir, true.
Can you give me an example? Or let me give you an example and you need to check whether this second statement is possible or not. Remember, you consider the sequence an to be -1 to the power n. We have already deal with this sequence, and what we have concluded, this sequence is convergent or divergent.
Divergent.
So we have concluded that this sequence is divergent sequence. Okay. Now let us take the modulus of this sequence an. So what is mod of -1 to the power n? Yes. See, using the property of modulus function, you can rewrite it as -1 modulus to the power n. Now what we know about this modulus?
ये पॉजिटिव निकाल के दिखा दो।
What is mod of -1?
1.
1. And what is 1 to the power n? 1. So here what we are getting, mod an is equals to 1, which is a constant number. So what you are going to say, an is convergent or divergent?
Convergent.
So here we are getting mod an is convergent. In fact, it is converges to 1. But an is not convergent. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So keep this example in your mind for giving the counter examples. Okay, and remember, अभी तो हमारा सिलेबस खत्म नहीं हुआ है, इसीलिए मैंने आपको जाम और इन बहुत सारे कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम के बारे में नहीं बताया. किसी को पता है व्हाट डू वी मीन बाय जाम? एक्सेप्ट जो ब्रेड के साथ खाते हैं, वो छोड़ के अगर किसी को और कुछ पता है जाम के बारे में, देन यू कैन से. पता है?
सर कहीं से सुना था कि जैम का एग्ज़ाम देते हैं तो किसी आईआईटी वगैरह से उधर से हम लोग एडमिशन लेके पढ़ सकते हैं.
Exactly. Okay, so JAM is nothing but joint admission test for MSc. Okay, तो जाके ट्राई कर सकते हो, बट लेट मी टेल यू, ये इतना आसान नहीं है. ओके, इसके लिए आपको बहुत सारी बेसिक पढ़ेंगी. उसके लिए अभी आप FIBSc में हो तो अभी आपका राइट एज है कि आप इसके बारे में जानो, और अगर आपको इसी में आगे प्रोसीड करना है तो इस पर फोकस करो. अगर ये एग्जाम एक बार क्लियर हो जाता है और अगर आप इंटरव्यू क्लियर कर लोगे तो आपको IIT में एडमिशन मिल जाएगा. और अगर एक बार आप IIT में घुसकर अगर वहां से MSc या फिर PhD कर कर निकले तो फिर आपको जॉब या फिर कहीं पर भी काम आराम से मिल जाएगा. बट हमारा सिलेबस नहीं हुआ है, इसके लिए मैंने आपको इसके बारे में कुछ नहीं बताया, लेकिन अभी आपको पता चल गया है. तो सी, इसके प्रिपरेशन के लिए आपको सारी चीजें याद रहना बहुत जरूरी है. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप एक भी चीज स्किप करोगे तो आप अभी सोच रहे होगे सर इसका कोई ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस नहीं है, एग्जाम में आएगा तो हमारे पास ऑप्शन रहेंगे तो हम छोड़ देंगे, बट ये सारी चीजें यहाँ पर जाके काम में आती है। ओके, इसीलिए मैं आप हमारे सिलेबस में कोई टॉपिक स्किप नहीं कर रहा, बिकॉज ये मेरे साथ बहुत बार हो चुका है। जो भी टॉपिक मैं स्किप करके जाता था और एग्जाम में उसी के ऊपर बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन आते थे। ओके, इसीलिए आप अभी से सोचना स्टार्ट करो आपको कहाँ पर जाना है, और अगर यहाँ पे जाना होगा तो आपको ये छोटी छोटी चीजें ध्यान रखनी पड़ेंगी। और ध्यान कैसे रखोगे? प्रैक्टिस करके। ऐसा नहीं है आपने आज पढ़ लिया और आप 3-4 दिन के बाद फिर से करोगे तो आपको याद रहेगा, इसके लिए प्रैक्टिस लगती है। ओके, तो पहले तो हम अभी फर्स्ट ईयर में ही है और हमारा फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर ही चल रहा है, तो हम अपने कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियरिंग पे ध्यान देंगे। सेकेंड ईयर में आने के बाद आप सोचना हम इसके बारे में क्या क्या प्रिपरेशन करें, कौन सी बुक्स रेफर करें जिससे कि हमारे कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर। लेकिन इतना याद रखो, जो भी आप FY BSc में अभी पढ़ रहे हो तो वो इस तरीके से पढ़ो कि बाद में आपको उसमें आपका टाइम वेस्ट ना करना पड़े। व्हाट आई मीन, अगर आप अभी पढ़ रहे हो तो अभी आपके सारे कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर कर लो जिससे कि आपका ज्यादा टाइम वेस्ट ना होगा। और जब आप BSc के थर्ड ईयर में रहोगे तो उसी टाइम पे आप ये एग्जाम क्लियर करो जिससे कि आपको फिर गैप भी नहीं रखना पड़ेगा और जल्दी से जल्दी आपको अच्छी जगह पे अच्छी जॉब मिल जाएगी। ओके, सो थिंक ऑन दिस डायरेक्शन। ऐसा नहीं है खाली आप नहीं यार अभी नहीं करते, बाद में करेंगे, अभी एग्जाम नहीं है, बाद में एग्जाम आएगी, अगर ऐसा सोचोगे तो फिर कुछ नहीं होगा। अब आपको सोचना है आपको क्या करना है। ओके, सो फर्स्ट प्रूव, show that if mod an converging to 0 then an converging to 0. So here we are going to assume this statement, that is mod of an converging to 0, then we are going to prove an converging to 0. So suppose mod n converging to 0, so let us use the definition, that is for epsilon bigger than 0 there exists natural number and not such that mod of mod n minus 0 is strictly less than epsilon for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. But this is simply the mod an is less than epsilon for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. Okay, then using this you are going to say mod of an minus 0 is less than epsilon for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. But this is the definition of what? An converging to 0. So you can see this result is straightforward. ओके, आपको कुछ नहीं करना है, आपको खाली ये लाइंस कम करते जाना है। ओके, तो आपको ये रिजल्ट ऑटोमेटिकली मिल जाएगा। दैट्स व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दिस रिजल्ट इज स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड। Okay, and I have already given the counter example for this converse part, that is this converse part is not true. Is the example clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's move on the next one. Example number 14. Suppose an and bn are sequences in R such that mod of an minus bn is less than 1 by n for all n belongs to natural number. Then show that an is convergent if and only if bn is convergent and both an and bn converges to same limit. Now you will find that here they have used so many tricks. You can see. But let me give you the simple understanding of this statement. Okay, the whole idea is on this statement only. That is, mod of an minus bn is less than 1 by n, and this is true for all n belongs to natural number. Remember, in mathematics this statement plays a very important role. जैसे कि मैंने आपको बोला, अगर आप जाम में ये वर्ड भी थोड़ा आप स्किप या फिर थोड़ा रिलैक्स करके चलोगे कि इसका कोई मीनिंग नहीं बन रहा है, तो आपके वहां पे क्वेश्चन गलत होना स्टार्ट हो जाएंगे. सो बिलीव मी, this two words plays very important role in mathematics for all. Okay, now you tell me, what is the meaning of this statement? Is less than 1 upon n for all n belongs to natural number. Yes. अगर आपको ये समझ में आ गया तो फिर इस प्रूफ में तो कुछ ज्यादा है ही नहीं. फिर what we know about n? Yes, what we know about n?
Positive number.
N is positive number. Then what I can say about 1 upon n? Can I say this is also positive?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now observe. If I am going to call this number as epsilon and I am saying for all epsilon bigger than 0, then tell me which one is the stronger statement, this one or
Sir, second one.
second one is the more stronger statement. Why?
सर यहाँ पे फॉर ऑल है ना.
सी आप अगर ये फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट देखो तो इसमें हम खाली नेचुरल नंबर ही ले रहे हैं और हम बोल रहे हैं दिस नंबर आर बिगर देन 0. लेकिन अगर आप सेकंड स्टेटमेंट देखो तो इसमें हम सारे रियल नंबर्स ले रहे हैं. जो इस नंबर में 1 अपॉन n बिगर देन 0 में जो नंबर्स आएंगे वो ऑटोमेटिकली एप्सिलॉन में आ जाएंगे. Okay, that's why this second one is the more stronger statement than the first one. Okay. Now, see, whenever I am going to talk about convergent, then it means what? We are going to consider limit n tending to infinity. Okay. So you just apply limit n tending to infinity throughout this inequality. Then what can I say about limit n tending to infinity to 1 by n?
0.
So this number gives me 0. And here I am having limit of this modulus is strictly less than 0, which means what? Or let me write it as, okay, now observe, I am saying limit n tending to infinity mod of an minus bn, and this is less than 0. Now you can take this limit inside. So here we are having mod of limit an minus bn. Okay, now observe, I am taking the limit, which means what? I am getting some real number for this sequence an minus bn. And I am saying this modulus is strictly less than 0. What it means, any modulus is less than 0? When this will be possible? See, this limit gives me a real number. So let us call that real number as x. Okay. So when I am having this condition, mod x is less than 0, it means what?
Mod x
Sir, X is rational number.
Is negative.
What you said? Yes, what you said? X is?
Rational.
अब यहाँ पे रैशनल की कहाँ से बात हो गई?
negative.
सी मॉड में अगर मैं कोई भी रियल नंबर डालूंगा तो वो कभी लेस देन 0 होगा.
नहीं.
तो ये कब पॉसिबल है? कभी नहीं. Which means what? X is exactly equals to 0. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So use this. What we can say now? This limit as n tending to infinity, an minus bn is exactly equals to 0. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now you can take this limit inside, and after shifting we are having limit n tending to infinity an is same as limit n tending to infinity bn. Which means what? If both the sequences are convergent, then they are converging to the same limit. Let us call it as L. Hence, our statement is proved. Is the idea clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So remember, if this inequality is true for all n, then an is convergent if and only if bn is convergent. Okay, observe here we are using if and statement, which means what? अगर यहाँ पे मैं बोल रहा हूँ an is convergent, but limit an is same as limit bn, which means what? Bn is also convergent. And if I am saying limit bn is convergent, or you can say bn is convergent, then both are same, which means what? An is also convergent. And in fact, they are converging to the same limit L. I hope the statement is clear now. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I am leaving this solution for your homework. Please try to go through it because they have proved using the definition. Okay. Now observe example number 15. If an is a bounded sequence and bn is a convergent sequence converging to 0, then prove that an dot bn converging to 0. Now first of all, tell me, have you understood this statement? And remember, this statement is very important. Yes, have you understood this statement? At least say something so that I can understand. See, your silence means two things. तो आपको समझ में आ रहा है या फिर कुछ नहीं समझ में आया?
सर नहीं आ रहा है.
ओके. सी, ये स्टेटमेंट क्या बोल रहा है? अगर हम एक कोई भी बाउंडेड सीक्वेंस लेंगे और अगर हम कोई एक कन्वर्जेंट सीक्वेंस लेंगे, वो कन्वर्ज हो रही है 0 पे, तो अगर हम इन दोनों का प्रोडक्ट करेंगे, दैट इज an इंटू बी एन, तो हमें मिलेगा कि उन दोनों का प्रोडक्ट 0 पे कन्वर्ज हो रहा है. अब समझा?
Yes, sir.
ओके. अभी भी नहीं समझा होगा तो मैं एक एग्जांपल दे देता हूँ जो आपको अच्छे से समझ में आए. ओके, फिर भी नहीं समझा तो फिर मैं गारंटी नहीं ले सकता, बट आई होप समझ में आ जाएगा. ओके, what we know about this sequence 1 upon n? Is it convergent sequence?
Yes, sir.
And this is converging to which number?
0.
So here we are considering a convergent sequence which converges to 0. अब हमें एक sequence लेनी है, वो bounded होनी चाहिए. Okay, now tell me about this sequence. Is it bounded? Bounded means what? आपको खाली ये कंडीशन चेक करनी है, mod of an is less than or is equals to k for some k bigger than 0. ओके, तो आप क्या करो, इस पे मॉडुलस लगा दो. मॉड लगाने के बाद हमने ऑलरेडी चेक किया, इसका आंसर क्या आता है. मॉड ऑफ दिस वैल्यू इज व्हाट?
1.
1.
1. तो क्या मैं बोलूं दिस इज लेस देन और इज इक्वल्स टू 1?
Yes, sir.
सो यहाँ पे हम k क्या चूज करेंगे? k टू बी 1, विच मीन्स व्हाट? हमने इस सीक्वेंस के बारे में क्या कंक्लूड किया? दिस सीक्वेंस इज
Bounded.
बाउंडेड सीक्वेंस. अब मुझे बताओ ये कहाँ पे कन्वर्ज होना है? यस, से कन्वर्ज होने के लिए आपको खाली दो चीजों के बारे में सोचना है, न्यूमरेटर एंड डिनोमिनेटर. कन्वर्ज कब होगा? जब हमारा न्यूमरेटर बड़ा होगा.
सर ये भी 0 पे कन्वर्ट होगा.
तो इन दोनों में आपको चेक करना है, जब आप लिमिट n टेंडिंग टू इंफिनिटी लगाओगे तो फिर कौन सा रैपिडली इंक्रीज होता है, न्यूमरेटर या डिनोमिनेटर?
डिनोमिनेटर
Denominator rapidly increases, so where it converging?
0.
So this is
0.
also converging towards 0. Which means what? If you are going to consider a convergent sequence which is converging to 0, and if you are going to pick a bounded sequence, and if you multiply these two, you can see this is nothing but the multiplication of these two. Is it or not?
Yes, sir.
सर
नहीं तो ऐसा मत सोचना सर ये न्यूमरेटर में लिखा है, ये डिनोमिनेटर में लिखा है, सो ये अलग है. दिस इज जस्ट द मल्टीप्लिकेशन ऑफ दिस टू, एंड वी आर गेटिंग दिस इज आल्सो कन्वर्जिंग टुवर्ड्स 0. यही हमें प्रूव करना है इन दैट स्टेटमेंट. अगर हम कोई कन्वर्जन सीक्वेंस ले, वो 0 पे कन्वर्ज हो रही है, और एक बाउंडेड सीक्वेंस लेंगे तो उन दोनों का प्रोडक्ट भी कन्वर्ज होगा 0 पे. यस कमलेश, प्लीज म्यूट योरसेल्फ. समझ में आया हमें क्या करना है?
यस सर.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, given that an is a bounded sequence, which means what? There exists m bigger than 0 such that mod of an is bigger than or is equals to m for all n belongs to natural number. Okay, for some m. There exists means what? For some m. And this is true for all n belongs to natural number. And here we are having a convergent sequence which is nothing but Bn converging to 0. So let us apply the definition of convergent sequence. That is, for epsilon bigger than 0, there exists the natural number n naught such that mod of Bn minus is less than epsilon for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. अब हम यहाँ पे epsilon क्या पिक कर रहे हैं? epsilon to be epsilon by m. ओके, और जैसे कि आपको पता है कि इसका आंसर हमें एट द पता चलेगा हमें एप्सिलॉन क्या पिक करना है. ओके, तो अभी के लिए आप इसे ब्लैंक रख सकते हो. एट द एंड वी विल कम टू नो व्हाट वी नीड टू सिलेक्ट इन प्लेस ऑफ एप्सिलॉन. ओके, सो यहाँ तक तो हमने ये पूरी कहानी लिख डाली जो हमें दिया था. ओके, नाउ आवर एम इज टू व्हाट? our aim is to prove an minus bn converges to 0, which is what we are going to show. An dot bn minus 0 is less than epsilon. Okay, this is our aim is to show. So let us consider this left hand side modulus and let us see whether we are getting this is less than epsilon or not. So consider this modulus mod of an minus bn minus 0. An into bn minus 0. This is the standard trick. अगर हमें कोई भी सीक्वेंस कहाँ पे कन्वर्ज हो रही है दिखाना है, विच मीन्स व्हाट, हमें उन दोनों का मॉडुलस लेना है और हमें एट द एंड शो करना है दिस मॉडुलस इज लेस देन एप्सिलॉन. और अगर हम ऐसा दिखा पाए विच मीन्स व्हाट, दिस सीक्वेंस कन्वर्जिंग टू दिस नंबर. Okay, so here we are having mod of an into bn minus 0 is same as mod an into bn. But using the property of modulus, we can write it as this is same as mod an into mod bn. Now what we know about mod an?
It is less than or equals to m.
So this is less than or is equals to m. And what we know about mod bn?
It is less than epsilon by m.
So मैंने बोला कि ये हमें ब्लैंक रखना है, तो आप कैसे बता सकते हो दिस इज लेस देन एप्सिलॉन बाय m? ओके, हम खाली से एप्सिलॉन ही कंसीडर करते हैं अभी के लिए. तो अगर
Yes.
हम यहाँ पे एप्सिलॉन ही डालेंगे तो हमें एट द एंड क्या मिलेगा, दिस मॉडुलस इज लेस देन m इंटू एप्सिलॉन. ओके, सी यहाँ पे इक्वालिटी नहीं है. इक्वालिटी नहीं है क्यों? बिकॉज मॉड bn इज स्ट्रिक्टली लेस देन एप्सिलॉन, इसीलिए यहाँ पे इक्वालिटी उन्होंने नहीं इंक्लूड की. ओके, this modulus is less than m into epsilon, but what we want this modulus to be less than epsilon. तो अब हम एप्सिलॉन क्या पिक करेंगे कि जिससे कि ये m कैंसिल हो जाए यहाँ से?
Epsilon by m.
Epsilon by m. Okay, so at the end we are getting this modulus is less than epsilon, and this is true for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught, which means what, an into bn converging to 0. समझ में आया एप्सिलॉन हम कैसे पिक करेंगे?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is the clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's move on the next one. Okay, अब ये एग्जांपल आप मुझे दोगे. give an example of the following. Okay, give an example, this is not correct. Give an example of the following. Okay, अब आपको एग्जांपल सोचना है. फर्स्ट वन इज व्हाट, a dot bn is convergent but neither an nor bn is convergent. ओके, अब आपको ऐसे दो सीक्वेंसेस के बारे में सोचना है कि वो दोनों सीक्वेंस कन्वर्जेंट नहीं होंगे, बट अगर हम उनका प्रोडक्ट करते हैं तो वो हमें कन्वर्जेंट मिलेगा. बता सकता है कोई? एटलीस्ट एक तो बताओ. यस, अभी हमने देखा था.
So minus 1 raised to n.
ओके, सो फर्स्ट वन इज व्हाट, -1 to the power n. What we know about this sequence? Is it convergent?
No.
No, sir.
So this is the divergent sequence. अब हमें दो sequences के बारे में सोचना है such that both are divergent sequences, but if I take their product, then we are getting the product as convergent. See, आप सब लोग म्यूट रखा करो, जब आपको क्वेश्चन पूछा जाए तभी आंसर किया करो, अदरवाइज बैकग्राउंड में फिर नॉइस आते रहता है तो फिर डिस्टर्ब होता है. ओके, अब कोई दूसरी सीक्वेंस बता सकता है हम bn क्या चूज करेंगे सच दैट bn इज डाइवर्जेंट? सी अगर सोचने में ज्यादा समय लग रहा है तो हमने ऑलरेडी एक सीक्वेंस कर ली कि वो डाइवर्जेंट है। bn भी कैसी सीक्वेंस कंसीडर करनी है कि वो भी डाइवर्जेंट होनी चाहिए, तो क्यों ना हम इसे ही bn भी कंसीडर कर लें? यस और नो?
Yes, sir.
ओके, अब हम दोनों का प्रोडक्ट लेके देखते हैं। ओके, तो ज्यादा सोचने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी अगर हम सेम ही सीक्वेंस लेंगे। नाउ टेल मी व्हाट इज an डॉट bn? दैट इज -1 to the power n into -1 to the power n. Then use law of indices. What we can
-1 to the power
1 raised to
-1 to the power 2n. Remember, n belongs to natural number. Then what can I say about 2 times n?
natural number.
Natural number. But this is the special natural number. Is it odd or even?
even.
This is
Even.
even natural number. And what we know about -1 to the power even number?
1.
1.
So can I say we are getting this answer to be always 1,
Yes, sir.
which is a constant sequence. So what we can say about an dot bn?
It is convergent.
It is convergent and it is converging to 1. तो हमने एक एग्जांपल दे दिया जहाँ पे हमने दो सीक्वेंसेस लिए, वो दोनों के दोनों डाइवर्जेंट थे, बट अगर हम उनका प्रोडक्ट करें तो हमें वो कन्वर्जेंट मिल रहा है। इज दैट क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
ओके, ठीक है। अब पहले वाले का तो आंसर मैंने ही कर दिया, अब सेकंड वाले के बारे में आप सोचो। ऑब्जर्व, सेकंड में हमें क्या करना है? an plus bn is convergent, but neither an nor bn is convergent. फिर अभी भी आपको दो ऐसे एग्जांपल लेना है कि आपकी दोनों सीक्वेंसेस डाइवर्जेंट होनी चाहिए, बट आप को ऐड करो तो आपको कन्वर्जेंट आंसर मिलना चाहिए। So can I say the same sequence will work?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
now this time we need to add. Okay, remember this time we need to add. Now what is the answer of this addition?
2 times of -1 raised to n.
2 times of -1 to the power n. Okay. Now my question is, can I say this sequence is convergent? Yes. See, आपको खाली ये सोचना है अगर ये कन्वर्ज होगी विच मीन्स व्हाट, -1 to the power n हमें कोई एक ही नंबर दे, बट ऐसा कभी पॉसिबल है फॉर डिफरेंट एंड्स?
No, sir.
No, which means what, this example won't work here. See, previous केस में वर्क हुआ क्योंकि -1 की पावर हमें इवन मिली और वो ऑलवेज हमें, और 1 से हमें कांस्टेंट सीक्वेंस मिलेगी, इसलिए हमने कंक्लूड किया, कि a dot bn converge होगा 1 पे, but in this case we are not getting that kind of thing, which means what, now we need to think about some different example. ओके, तो अब आपको कोई दूसरी सीक्वेंस ढूंढनी पड़ेगी सच दैट बोथ आर डाइवर्जेंट, बट if I add both the sequences, then we are getting it is to be a convergent sequence. आ रहा है किसी के दिमाग में कुछ? आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड, आप फर्स्ट टाइम ये सब सीख रहे हो तो स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्डली आपके दिमाग में नहीं आएगा, थोड़ा आपको टाइम लगेगा सोचने में। ये सर,
Yes,
बट आपको आइडिया तो पता चली कैसे सोचेंगे।
sir.
सो कैन आई लीव दिस फॉर योर होमवर्क? यस। तो नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में मुझे बताना इसके बारे में क्या होगा। अब आप में से कई स्टूडेंट ऐसे होंगे कि वो इस पीडीएफ में ही जाके देखेंगे कि इसका एग्जाम्पल क्या है, तो मैं क्या करता हूँ, आपको इसका एग्जाम्पल ही दिखा देता हूँ, आप मुझे दूसरा एग्जाम्पल ढूंढ कर लेकर आओगे such that both are divergent, and if I add both of them, then I am getting a convergent sequence. Okay, so here is an example. See, we have already seen this n to be the divergent sequence, and minus n is also the divergent sequence. But if I add both of them, then I am getting n minus, which gives me 0, which is a constant sequence. Hence, this is the convergent one. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ओके, अब चारों खाने चित हो गए। अब आपको नए एग्जाम्पल सोचने हैं सच दैट बोथ द सीक्वेंसेस आर डाइवर्जेंट बट देयर एडिशन इज ऑलवेज कन्वर्जेंट, और इसका आंसर आपको मुझे नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में देना है। देखते हैं कौन सोचता है। यस कमलेश, म्यूट योरसेल्फ। आप हर बार क्यों भूल जाते हो म्यूट करना? Okay, now here we are having different examples. Now here we are going to use our theorem, which is nothing but the theorem based on algebra of limits. Okay, यहाँ पे आपको उस theorem का use पता चलेगा और उससे हम conclude कर पाएंगे that where this sequence n is converging. So use algebra of limits to find the limit of the following sequences where nth term is given below. ओके, तो हमें हर एक सीक्वेंस के लिए उनकी nth टर्म दी है और हमें फाइंड आउट करना है दैट इज वेयर दिस सीक्वेंसेस आर कन्वर्जिंग. सो कैन यू गेस फॉर द फर्स्ट वन वेयर दिस सीक्वेंस n कन्वर्जिंग? And remember, see this is in which form? This is in say some Pn, or you can say let me call it as Xn. Okay, so this is in Xn by Yn form. Okay, because we have already used the notation an, that's why I'm not using it again. So this is in the form of xn by yn. So according to the algebra of limits, this is converging to, if I'm going to say xn converging to x and yn converging to y, then where this converge, xn by yn?
X by Y.
X by y. Now observe, can I straightforwardly use this result in this nth term?
Yes, sir.
Can I use? See, what is the meaning of using this statement? We are going to applying limit n tending to infinity in this. So if I apply limit n tending to infinity to the numerator and limit n tending to infinity to the denominator, then we are in this situation, that is infinity by infinity. So you can't say that we can straightforwardly use this result in this nth term. For that, you need to observe something. Okay. Now tell me what you are going to do in such cases. See, we have already seen 3 to 4 example based on the same situation. What is our standard trick? First, you observe the highest degree of n. Okay, I am repeating once again so that you can able to understand it. First, you observe the highest degree of n in both numerator as well as in the denominator. So which one is the highest degree of n?
N cube.
So n cube is the highest term of degree, or you can say what? See what I mean? हमें see, if I compare, then the numerator is also a polynomial in n and the denominator is also a polynomial in n. So first we are going to observe the highest degree of the polynomial. So in both the cases we are having the highest degree of this polynomial is 3. So what you are going to do, you just take that variable with highest degree outside that term, or you can just take that degree common. So here I am having n cube is nothing but the highest degree term. So you take n cube common from the numerator as well as n cube common from the denominator. So tell me what happens if I take n cube common from the numerator? Then what we are having inside the bracket?
Then 5 plus 7 upon
7 upon
N.
n minus
Minus 4 by
on
n cube.
minus 4 by n cube.
on denominator
And in the denominator?
8 minus 8 upon n square plus 5 upon n cube.
एग्जैक्टली ओके तो यहाँ पे देखो उन्होंने प्रिंटिंग मिस्टेक करके रखी है, यहाँ पे एग्जाम्पल में उन्होंने 5 लिया है और यहाँ पे उन्होंने 3 कंसीडर किया है. ओके सो यू कैन करेक्ट दिस. ओके बट लेट मी टेल यू वी आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन आंसर. हम क्या हो रहा है हम उस पर ज्यादा ध्यान देंगे इंस्टेड ऑफ इन द आंसर. ओके सो n क्यूब कॉमन लेने के बाद हम कैंसिल कर देंगे फ्रॉम द न्यूमरेटर एंड डिनोमिनेटर. नाउ सी व्हाट हैपेंस इफ आई अप्लाई n टेंड to this numerator as well as to this denominator, then what can I say about? नहीं समझ में आ रहा तो आप ऐसे कर सकते हो. हमें 1 अपॉन n के बारे में क्या पता है? 1 अपॉन n कन्वर्जिंग टू वेयर
0.
0.
सो आपको अब खाली 7 से मल्टीप्लाई कर 7 upon n converging to 0 into 7 which gives me what?
0.
0. So this term blows up. About minus 4 upon n cube.
So it will also become 0.
So this also blows up. Okay, which means it is going towards 0. The same
Yes.
thing we are going to apply for 8 upon n square and 5 upon n cube. So what remains over here is, okay, now here you can see, here we are using our algebra of limits. That is, this is our xn and this is our yn. And here we are separating the limit, that is limit of xn divided by limit of yn. Okay, and here we are using limit of an plus bn is same as limit an plus limit bn. You can see over here.
Yes.
Okay, that's why the heading is use algebra of limits to find the limit of the following sequences. But observe, whenever we are having this kind of situation, that is infinity by infinity, then here we need to make some adjustment, or you will study in your second semester that in such situation we are going to use L'Hopital rule. Okay, but I am not going in that. Okay, so after separating the limits, in the numerator we just left with 3 and in the denominator we just left with 8. And here are the reasons. Yes, Kamlesh, mute yourself. Okay, and here are the reasons, that is 1 upon n converging to 0. 1 upon n square is nothing but product of 1 into n into 1 into n, or 1 upon n. And after separating the limits, we are having 0 into 0. Hence, the limit of 1 upon n square is 0. The same thing you are going to apply 3 times. So again, we are landing in 0. Is the example clear?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay, so if this is clear, then tell me about this second one, where this second sequence converges. What is our first step?
Sir, we will take common from numerator and denominator n cube.
बट न्यूमरेटर में n क्यूब है क्या?
सर फिर भी ले लेते हैं.
n square.
n स्क्वायर है. बट व्हाट इज द हाईएस्ट डिग्री इन an?
n cube.
n क्यूब. तो हम क्या करेंगे, सी यहाँ पे हमने कॉमन लिया, विच इज इक्विवेलेंट टू से we are dividing the numerator by n cube and dividing the denominator by n cube. So the same trick we are going to follow it over here. Here the highest degree is 3. So we are dividing numerator by n cube and dividing the denominator by n cube, so that there will be no change in the original sequence. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first step क्या है, हमें हाईएस्ट डिग्री चेक करनी है इन द न्यूमरेटर एज वेल एज इन द डिनोमिनेटर. जो भी हाईएस्ट डिग्री होगी हम उससे डिनोमिनेटर एंड न्यूमरेटर दोनों को डिवाइड करेंगे, सो दैट देयर विल बी नो चेंज इन द ओरिजिनल सीक्वेंस. ओके, अब डिवाइड करने के बाद आप सेपरेट कर दो एंड टेल मी व्हाट वी आर हैविंग इन द न्यूमरेटर एंड व्हाट वी आर हैविंग इन द डिनोमिनेटर. पहले तो डिनोमिनेटर की बात कर लेते हैं. व्हाट वी आर हैविंग इन द डिनोमिनेटर आफ्टर डिवाइडिंग दिस टर्म बाय n क्यूब?
Five plus 3 by n plus 1 by n square.
Exactly. In the denominator we are having 5 plus 1 upon n square. And what about numerator? And this is 9 into n. Okay, this is 9 into n.
One minus 9n by n square plus 1 upon n square.
What you said?
1 minus 9n by n square, 1 plus 1 by n square.
Is it like
Sir,
that?
Sir, 1 by n minus 1 by 9 by n square plus 1 by n cube.
So in the numerator we are having 1 upon n minus 9 upon n square plus 1 upon n cube, because in the numerator we are having highest degree is 2 and we are dividing by n cube. So 1 by n is remaining in the first term.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Okay,
it
so this we are having in the numerator, and in the denominator we are having 5 plus 3 upon n plus 1 upon n square. Now observe, if I take the limit of numerator and limit of denominator, then what we are having?
0.
0.
So in the numerator we are having 0. And what about denominator?
5.
So see, जब हमें न्यूमरेटर अगर 0 मिल जाए तो हमें डिनोमिनेटर कैलकुलेट करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. बट आपको एक चीज ध्यान देने की जरूरत है कि लिमिट अप्लाई करने के बाद आपको डिनोमिनेटर भी 0 मिल रहा है कि नहीं मिल रहा. अगर 0 नहीं मिल रहा देन वी आर फाइन, otherwise we need to make other adjustment. Okay, because 0 by 0 is not defined. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this second sequence is converging towards 0. Let us see what is there in the book. So check. This second sequence is converging towards 0. If you want to take the common, then you can do it also in that way, or if you want to follow my steps also, then also it's fine. कौन सा इजी लगा, कॉमन लेने वाला या फिर ये डिवाइड करने वाला?
डिवाइड वाला.
See, both are same thing. आपको जो अच्छा लगे वो आप यूज कर सकते हो. Okay, now observe the third sequence and tell me where this sequence is converging.
Sir, 3.
So Abhyat is saying it is converging towards 3. What about others? Yes, what about others?
सर 3 रहेगा.
ओके, खाली दोनों को ही समझ में आया, बाकी लोगों को नहीं समझा कैसे क्या करना है?
सर रूट एन 8 प्लस रूट एन को उल्टा कर देंगे तो फिर वहां से रूट एन कॉमन निकालेंगे तो हो जाएगा.
एग्जैक्टली आपको न्यूमरेटर में से भी रूट एन कॉमन निकालना है, डिनोमिनेटर में से भी रूट एन कॉमन निकालना है. तो रूट एन कैंसिल हो जाएगा. यहाँ पे क्या बचेगा? 3 माइनस 7 अपॉन रूट एन, एंड इन द डिनोमिनेटर वी आर हैविंग 8 अपॉन रूट एन प्लस 1. और जब आप लिमिट लगाओगे तो कांस्टेंट का लिमिट एज इट इज आ जाएगा और बाकी के लिमिट 0 बन जाएंगे. सो वी आर हैविंग 3 अपॉन 1 विच इज नथिंग बट 3. समझा?
Yes, sir. समझ गया.
Okay. Tell me about this fourth one. This is quite interesting.
सर 0 होगा.
Yes, what about others? See, I am telling this is quite interesting. So don't take this as a simpler problem, or don't consider this is the simpler problem. See, if you observe in the first 3 terms or in the first 3 examples, then here we are having polynomials in n. But this is not a polynomial. Here we are having 1 square plus 2 square plus dash 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 n square. Means what? In the numerator we are having what? What is it? What is it? Sum of.
square of natural numbers.
Exactly. So this is nothing but the sum of squares of natural number. And what is in the denominator?
Sum of
Sum
the
of
cube of
cube of
natural
natural
number.
number.
So do you know any formula to calculate the sum of square of natural number and the sum of cube of natural numbers?
Yes, sir.
So what is that formula?
Sir, n bracket n plus 1 by 2.
Okay. And bracket, is it for calculating the sum of squares? This is to calculate the sum of first and natural number only.
Yes, sir.
We want to calculate the sum of squares of natural number. So what is the formula?
Sir, can we do like this?
Yes, कुछ याद आ रहा है?
हाँ, n plus 1 divided by 6.
So this we are going to use to calculate what? What? ये हम सम ऑफ स्क्वायर्स ऑफ फर्स्ट एंड नेचुरल नंबर कैलकुलेट करने के लिए ये वाला फॉर्मूला यूज करते हैं और सम ऑफ क्यूब ऑफ फर्स्ट एंड नेचुरल नंबर कैलकुलेट करने के लिए कौन सा फॉर्मूला यूज करेंगे?
n bracket n plus 1 का divide by 2 the whole square.
Okay, this divided by 2 whole square. ओके अब ये पॉलिनोमियल बन गया. अब आप क्या करोगे? ऑब्जर्व द हाईएस्ट डिग्री ऑफ n इन द न्यूमरेटर एंड डिग्री ऑफ n इन द डिनोमिनेटर. सो हाईएस्ट डिग्री क्या होगी n की?
n cube.
n cube in the numerator. Yes. What about denominator?
n square.
Is it n square? Observe it carefully. See, मैंने बोला this problem is interesting one, which means what? It is not so simple. It is simple if you know these formulas. यस रोशन, आप थोड़ी मिस्टेक कर रहे हो, ध्यान से देखो. डिग्री क्या आएगी?
सर n square ही आएगा ना डिनोमिनेटर में.
कैसे आएगा? आप क्या करोगे इसे अगर आप सिंप्लीफाई करो?
Sir, n raised to 4.
एग्जैक्टली.
अच्छा,
यहाँ पे आपको क्या मिलेगा? n स्क्वायर इंटू n प्लस 1 होल स्क्वायर
Yes, sir.
डिवाइडेड बाय 4. तो नीचे n की डिग्री क्या आएगी? 4. ऊपर क्या आ रही है? 3.
Cube.
तो अगर आप अब हाईएस्ट डिग्री क्या बनी? n टू द पावर 4
4.
डिवाइडेड बाय 4. अब क्या करोगे? डिवाइड द न्यूमरेटर एंड डिनोमिनेटर बाय n टू द पावर 4. फिर आपको इसका आंसर कैलकुलेट करना है एज n टेंडिंग टू इंफिनिटी. नाउ व्हाट इज योर गेस? व्हाट यू एक्सपेक्ट?
0 आना चाहिए सर.
0 आना चाहिए. क्यों? क्योंकि न्यूमरेटर में n की हाईएस्ट पावर है 3 और हम उसे n टू द पावर 4 से डिवाइड कर रहे हैं, विच मीन्स व्हाट? यहाँ पर कहीं ना कहीं 1/n का फ्रैक्शन बच जाएगा और जब
लास्ट में
लिमिट n टेंडिंग टू इंफिनिटी लेंगे तो फिर वो मुझे 0 देगा. इज इट? सो यू नीड टू थिंक इट इन दिस वे ऑल्सो.
सर स्टार्टिंग में मैंने 0 ही बोला था.
सी वो कुछ केसेस में आता है, लेकिन अगर मैं आपको दूसरे एग्जांपल्स दूंगा तो आपको फिर वो वहां पे नहीं आएगा. फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ यू वांट टू ट्राई यू कैन. क्या आएगा इसका आंसर? अब लगाओ, यहाँ पे हाईएस्ट डिग्री है एन स्क्वायर, यहाँ पे हाईएस्ट डिग्री है एन, तो आप क्या करोगे, एन स्क्वायर एंड एन स्क्वायर से मल्टीप्लाइड एंड डिवाइड करोगे, तो आंसर क्या बताओगे आप? यस रोशन?
हाँ सर, सॉल्व कर रहा हूँ, 1 मिनट।
अगर इससे करोगे तो 0 आएगा। अब दूसरा तरीका अप्लाई करो और टेल मी व्हाट इज योर आंसर।
सर न्यूमरेटर में बन जाएगा n ब्रैकेट n+1/2 डिवाइड बाय n स्क्वायर डिनोमिनेटर में।
हाँ, तो सॉल्व करने के बाद कितना आएगा?
हाँ कर
मीन्स
रहा हूँ।
लिमिट निकालने के बाद। Okay, so after taking the limit as n tending to infinity,
तो ये तो बाद में 1/2 पे कन्वर्ज हुआ है।
exactly. So इस केस में आपको पता चलेगा this is converging to 1/2.
यस सर।
Okay, so always ये सब जगह पे यूज नहीं होगा जो हमने प्रीवियस फर्स्ट 3 एग्जांपल्स में किया। अगर कहाँ पर ये आपको स्टैंडर्ड ट्रिक दिखाई देगी तो वहां पे आपको इनके फॉर्मूलेज अप्लाई करके ही कैलकुलेट करना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज दिस इज नॉट अ पॉलिनोमियल।
यस सर।
आइडिया क्लियर?
यस सर, क्लियर।
किसी को कुछ डाउट?
तो सर जहाँ भी फॉर्मूले लग सकते हैं वहां पे अप्लाई कर ही देना चाहिए।
यस, सी अगर हमारा सिलेबस जल्दी होगा और एट द एंड हमें अगर टाइम मिला तो हम जाम के लिए भी थोड़ा सा प्रिपरेशन कर लेंगे बेस्ड ऑन सीक्वेंसेस। वहां पे
यस सर।
आपको कॉचीज थ्योरम का बहुत ब्यूटीफुल एप्लीकेशन पता चल जाएगा। वहां पे आप विद इन अ सेकेंड, ओके, विद इन अ सेकेंड आंसर कैलकुलेट कर पाओगे। हमें पहले तो थ्योरी कंप्लीट करनी है क्योंकि आपको थ्योरी भी जानना जरूरी है। खाली शॉर्ट ट्रिक्स अप्लाई करके कुछ नहीं होता। ओके, तो पहले हम थ्योरी पूरी कवर करेंगे, उसके बाद हम देखेंगे कि सी बट कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम में दोनों काम में आती है। ओके, सी कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम में आप खाली शॉर्टकट लगा के एग्जाम तो क्लियर कर लोगे, लेकिन जब भी इंटरव्यूज होंगे वहां पे आपको थ्योरेटिकल पूछा जाएगा, तो वहां पे अगर आप निकल गए बाहर तो फिर एग्जाम क्रैक करने का कोई मतलब नहीं है। इसीलिए फोकस ऑन बोथ द थिंग्स। इज दैट क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
सर क्लियर।
Okay. So here are some exercises for your homework. Okay, try to do. Or you can try this one. This is the interesting one. Okay, and you can see here you can use epsilon delta definition to find the number n naught. So at least try one of the three examples so that you can able to find out the value of n naught. तो आपको भी पता चलेगा आपको ये डेफिनेशन समझ में आई है कि नहीं आई। Okay, see, for calculating the value of n naught, you need the value of epsilon. For different epsilon, you are getting the different values of n naught. Here also, you can see there are lots of examples are there for your homework. This one is the quite straightforward. Okay, you just need to use, this is nothing but alpha times an. Now you can take alpha common and an converging to a, so the answer of this is nothing but alpha times a. Here the value of a is 0, hence alpha times a is 0. So you can see ये मैंने within a second कर लिया. Okay, in this way you can try so that you can, आपकी प्रैक्टिस अच्छे से हो जाएगी। बट आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड आपके पास अब टाइम नहीं होगा क्योंकि आपको खाली मैथ्स ही नहीं पढ़ना है, आपके बाकी भी सब्जेक्ट्स है। बट आपको जिस सब्जेक्ट में ज्यादा मजा है आप उसमें ज्यादा प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हो। ऐसा नहीं है मैं मैथ्स पढ़ा रहा हूँ तो मैं मैथ्स के बारे में, आपको जो सब्जेक्ट अच्छा लगे आप उस पर ज्यादा फोकस करो। बट बाकी के सब्जेक्ट्स पर भी ध्यान दो, नहीं तो उनमें केटी लग जाएगी. Okay. Okay, so if you remember, then in practical number 2, I think in which question, or I think in practical number 1, we have used this statement, right? That is the sandwich theorem. In that is mod of A is less than 1 by n. ये मैंने आपको सैंडविच थ्योरम से प्रूव करके दिखाया था. यस और नो?
Yes, sir.
ओके, अब आपको पता चलेगा व्हाट डू वी मीन बाय सैंडविच थ्योरम. Okay, so here is the statement of sandwich theorem. It is also known as squeeze theorem. Now very soon you will know why we are calling this theorem as the sandwich theorem. So let an, bn, cn be three real sequences such that this condition holds. That is, an is less than or is equals to bn is less than or is equals to cn for all n belongs to natural number. Okay, and we know the limit of an, which is L. Similarly, the limit of Cn is also L, which means what? This an is converging to limit L. This Cn is also converging to same limit L. So using sandwich theorem, we can conclude that this middle one is also converging to the same limit L. Okay, so this statement we have used to calculate or to conclude the value of A is 0 in this example. Is the statement clear?
Yes, sir.
See, if it is not clear, then you can just see it over here. We are having this situation, that is an is less than or is equals to bn is less than or is equals to c, and this is true for all natural number. Now what you are going to do, you just apply limit n tending to infinity throughout this inequality. Okay, so if I am applying limit n tending to infinity throughout this inequality, here also you apply limit, here also you apply limit n tending to infinity. And what we are having, this an is converging to this limit L, this Cn is also converging to this limit L, and we are having limit of Bn is lying between L and L. So what we are going to conclude? Yes, what we are going to conclude? This limit Bn is exactly equals to L. This is the conclusion of sandwich theorem, because here this limit Bn is sandwiching between L and L. Okay, see sandwich भी कैसा होता है, ये upper वाली bread, ये नीचे वाली bread, and here we are having some masala. Okay, so you can consider this is our upper bread and this is our lower bread and this is our upper bread and this is our masala.
सर, जो मैथमेटिशियन था उसका नाम भी क्या सैंडविच था क्या?
नहीं नहीं
नहीं सर, क्या है ना, जनरली क्या होता है कि जो नाम होता है वो साइंटिस्ट के
yes
नाम
yes
के बेस पे या मैथमेटिशियन के नाम पे ही होता है.
yes, जैसे हमने आर्किमिडियन प्रॉपर्टी प्रूव की, जैसे वो प्रॉपर्टी आर्किमिडियन ने निकाली थी, इसीलिए उस प्रॉपर्टी का नेम आया आर्किमिडियन प्रॉपर्टी, बट सैंडविच किसी का नाम नहीं था. ओके, हैव यू अंडरस्टूड दिस स्टेटमेंट नाउ?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can see the proof is quite straightforward. So can I take this proof or shall I take this in my next lecture? So let me take it quickly so that we can see many example based on this sandwich theorem in my next lecture. Okay, because I don't want to waste my time in my next lecture in the proof of this. Otherwise, I am going to leave this proof for your homework. Will you want me to do that? Yes, homework के लिए दे या अभी कर ले?
सर
सर
अभी
अभी
Okay. See what we know about AN and CN. Observe, this is our assumption. That is, AN is less than or is equals to BN is less than or is equals to CN for all n. And this is given to us. That is, limit of AN is L, which means what? AN is converging to L. The same thing is happen for limit of Cn. That is, Cn is also converging to L. Okay. So this is our assumption, and our aim is to prove that this limit Bn is exactly equals to L. So let us apply the definition for epsilon bigger than. Okay, so this is the printing mistake. Okay, this is not less than, this is bigger than. So let epsilon bigger than 0 be any real number, and we are having an converging to number L. Similarly, Cn converging to limit L. So we need to use two different n's. Okay, so that's why we are using there exist n1 belongs to natural number such that mod of an minus L is less than epsilon for all n bigger than or is equals to n1. Similarly, Cn also converging to L, which means what? There exists n2 belongs to natural numbers such that mod of Cn minus L is strictly less for all n bigger than or is equals to n2. So for combining this statement in a single statement, we need to pick our n0 to be maximum of n1 comma n2, so that these two statements simultaneously works. Is this clear?
yes sir.
Okay, now you just open the modulus for this one and open the modulus for this one. So up modulus we are having an minus L in the middle. On the left hand side we are having minus epsilon. On the right hand side we are having plus epsilon. ये clear है?
Yes sir.
And remember, this is true for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. So these two statements simultaneously works. Now what you are going to do, you just add L throughout this equation. So after adding L throughout this equation, on the left hand side we are having L minus epsilon, on the right hand side we are having L plus epsilon, and in the middle we are having simply An and Cn. Is this clear now?
Yes sir.
Okay, now we are using this condition, that is An is less than or is equals to Bn is less than or is equals to Cn. Okay, now here observe here here we are using a very interesting trick, or here we are just playing along with it. Okay, see this is given to us, that is Bn is between An and Cn. Now what we know about Cn? Cn is lying between L minus epsilon to L plus epsilon. So here we are using an upper bound for Cn. So we can say Cn is strictly less than L plus epsilon. And here we are having An at the left hand side of this Bn. So here we are using the lower bound for An. So lower bound for An is nothing but L minus epsilon. Okay, so here we are having An is strictly bigger than L minus epsilon, and this is true for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught. ये clear है?
Yes sir.
Okay. Now we are combining this statement, that is, see Bn is bigger than or is equals to An and less than or is equals to Cn. So after combining this whole statement, we can say Bn is lying between L minus epsilon to L plus epsilon. Is it or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now this is quite easy then. What you are going to do, you just subtract L throughout this inequality. So after subtracting, we are having Bn minus L in the middle. On the right hand side, we are having epsilon. And on the left hand side, we are having minus epsilon. Now using this, you can write it in terms of modulus. Okay, that is mod of Bn minus L is less than epsilon, and this is true for all n bigger than or is equals to n naught, which means what? Bn converging to L by the definition. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
So you can see this is just the playing with the definition of convergent sequence. So you can see this definition is quite useful because we are getting many results using this simple definition. I can understand for you it is not simple because you are seeing this definition in the first year. See, I can tell you जो लोग अभी भी एमएससी या फिर बीएससी पास करके हो चुके हैं उन्हें भी ये एप्सिलॉन एन नॉट और एप्सिलॉन डेल्टा जो हम आगे जाके पढ़ेंगे इन द चैप्टर कंटिन्यूटी, वो डेफिनेशन किसी को समझ में नहीं आती है बिकॉज वो उसके बारे में ज्यादा सोचते नहीं है. वो डेफिनेशन हमें खाली इतना बताती है कि हम एक एन नॉट के बाद हम एक कोई भी नंबर एन नॉट कंसिडर करेंगे. एन नॉट हमें एक ऐसा नंबर मिलेगा कि उस नंबर के बाद हमारी जितने भी टर्म्स होंगी सीक्वेंस की वो रैपिडली इंक्रीज होंगी टुवर्ड्स द लिमिट पॉइंट ऑफ दैट सीक्वेंस. This is the meaning of this it is not simple, I can understand that, but that's the meaning of that definition. Is the proof clear? Sandwich theorem.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so please go through this statement and the proof once again at your home. And if you are having any difficulty, then please let me know in my next lecture. Okay, we will see the very useful application of this sandwich theorem in many examples. Okay, you can see here we are having lots of examples. And using sandwich theorem, we are going to conclude the limit of such complicated sequences. Okay, so let me stop it over here. Now, anybody want to ask any question in today's lecture? Wait a minute, let me stop the recording.